This morning I want to talk about three words: discovery, trust, and anxiety. All three of you have your own personal definition of those three words. A while back, a few weeks back, Bruce gave a mini message, and he talked about the fact that the world religions were primarily based on obedience. Obedience to doctrine and the dogma of each particular theology. A couple of weeks ago I said, well, spirituality was based on discovery. Discovering the unseen and how it impacts or is part of each of our lives. But I think the most valuable piece of discovering that each of us can do is discovering ourselves. Who we truly, truly are. And at some point, I invite you to go through the quotes at the bottom of your order of service. Right now, pay attention to me. Just discovering who we are. We might be quite delighted to find out we're not all those habits we've established. We're not that subconscious that wants to drive the bus all the time. That we truly are creators. Another word we all have a definition for is trust. For some people that's a huge thing. Other people not so much. I was having a conversation with a very good friend of mine a while back. And we were discussing and reviewing some very challenging experience that this person had had. And being the minister man, I said, well, what did you learn by all that? And my friend said, well, I learned that I can't really trust anybody. And I had a profound response to that. Well, maybe you shouldn't. And I think my response was correct, but it fell short. It should have been followed with some explanation of what that meant. It was either Will Rogers or Samuel Clemens that made the statement. I'm not sure who, I think it was Will Rogers. It's not important who. They said, the only thing you can truly count on in another individual is that at some point they will let you down. And on that you can depend. So many times we want to trust other people. And what is that trust, truly? That trust is no more than our expectation that they are going to act, respond, say, support in a fashion that meets our expectation. I think that acceptance would be a far greater word to use than trust. You can accept that someone shows a great amount of loyalty, that someone most of the time has my back, that someone most of the time is very encouraging, seems to like me or love me. But just because I'm having a bad day and need support and want to hear words of encouragement, maybe we don't stop and think that other person is having an even worse day and doesn't have some of that to share, or maybe has a different idea of what you might need, or they might be waiting for that encouraging word too. Trust is a hugely important word, but only when it comes to yourself. We fail, all of us, every person in this room fails to trust themselves enough. We look for crutches. We look for religion. We look for loved ones in which we can put that trust. And it's going to let us down. The only real being that we can trust, that we should trust, is ourselves. And when we discover that we have unlimited wisdom, we have everything that we need, we have unlimited love, we have acceptance. And when we can trust ourselves and trust our own acceptance of ourselves and trust our wisdom that comes from the universe, we can handle anything that comes along. Anything. And it's great to know and believe that someone cares about me, someone supports me, someone likes me, someone is willing to give me a helping hand. And accept that. But perhaps we shouldn't depend on it. Because we set ourselves up for disappointment and pain. And they're just struggling through life just like we are. The other word on here is anxiety. Who here has never felt anxiety or fear or you may be excused. You have the rest of the day off. Just don't throw any lunch sacks at me. When we have this anxiety and fear and turmoil and challenge, I think we're searching for something. And what we're searching for, truth be known, is the trust in our own selves. Well, I'm worried that I won't have. You have it. You will have it. I'm afraid that, what are you afraid of? We're all born, we're all going to die. The rest of it is just a trip. Trust in yourself. Get to know yourself. Search yourself a little bit, a lot. Discover how incredible you are. All the different things going on in your body. You're part of that. I'm going to close today with a little story. A short story and a poem. Some time ago, I had a friend who was embarking on a journey of very intense self-discovery, very intense lifestyle change. And we discussed this. And this person said, I like what you're saying. Write me a poem. When all the years I've breathed air, I've never had someone say, write me a poem. I've written some songs, and quite frankly, I've written some very humorous little poetry that was usually naughty for my old honky-tonk days. But nobody ever asked me to write a thought-filled poem. As I was thinking about what I'm going to talk about this morning, I got in touch with this person. I did write the poem, by the way, and I gave it to this person. This is yours. Not mine anymore, it's yours. So I asked that person if I could share that poem today as part of my talk. I was a little surprised when that person said, no, that's fine. It's very personal and private. So we continued to talk a little bit, and finally this person said, okay, you can read it, but you can't pass out copies, because it's mine, and it's special. So listen up. You'll probably never hear this again. A poem that doesn't rhyme about a sacred, special time. From life's first experiences, we remember. Every detail in our subconscious, we remember. From life's first decisions, we remember. Over and over, our decisions slowly become habits. Our experiences begin to repeat like habits. So our question becomes, what to do with these memories and habits? We can ignore them and seek the elusive minx of happiness. We can use them to build a house surrounded by great walls. Or we can use them as an education, like a very long, diverse class at the university. It is in that sacred moment of realization that our past cannot be more than education, that we have the power to make different decisions based on what we've learned from the old ones. We have the ability to control our memories rather than our memories controlling us. We can begin blazing new trails as our journey of life continues. As we travel these unfamiliar roads, we may create chaos. Yes, our memories and habits may go into a state of mass confusion. It can be almost humorous to watch them as we stand apart. And we can stand apart because we know. Our conscious mind and intention are in charge. In that sacred, special time, we have chosen to make new, different memories, new and different habits. As we release these bonds that have tethered us for so long, we discover that life truly can be an adventure, and we can ride it for all it's worth. It's that discovery. That's the sacred. We're going to sing What a Wonderful World. And the reason this world is wonderful is because every one of us is co-creating this moment, our present and our future. And may we be aware that we are creating, not consuming. As each one of us, each living thing,